Hey, what's up, Joes? Just a heads up. Uh, this is the first time we've done an AMA in this setting. Usually we do the stage. So by default, everyone's mic will be muted so that there's no interruptions. But we have to be in this type of voice channel so that we can share screens and things like that. Welcome everybody. Chai, good to see you. Give Darren a minute to figure out where he needs to go, and Tony a second to get online. You know he's always busy. Um, yeah. So if I was telling Joe is here, you guys will be unable to unmute yourselves. Just so we can do the AMA here and share screens. We can't do that on the stage, so it has to be a voice channel. But obviously, we don't want everyone talking over Tony and Darren. So, we'll take some time later though to open it up for questions and things of that sorts. Right now, we're just waiting for people to start piling on in. We still got a few minutes before we officially start. I think people are confused. They're used to going to the stage. Welcome, everybody. If you're just tuning in, I was just telling everyone that mics will be muted for listeners until we are ready for questions. That's just so that we can share our screens and not be talked over while we try to get through some of the things Darren and Tony would like to talk about in the beginning. I am reading general chat, though, so if you guys have anything to say or comment in the meantime before we open it up for questions, you can do so there. Sonoris is deafened. Hopefully he can figure that out. Welcome, everyone. Welcome. I'm guessing he didn't figure that out. Welcome, everyone. Slowly trickling in here. We're still waiting for Darren and Tony, so I'm gonna ping them right now, make sure they didn't fall asleep or something. There he is. What's going on, Sonoris?
Hey guys, I just ran a 5K and I'm exhausted.
That
'Cause
sounds exhausting.
I'm 37 and overweight.
Yeah, well, I'm one of
But
those two things.
I'm married up, so I gotta keep in moderate shape, keep the wife home and not out wandering around.
There you go.
No, my wife's great. She'd slap me if she heard me say that. Oh man.
All
How's
right.
everybody tonight?
I hope they're all doing good. So, Sonoris, we've never done an AMA in a voice channel before. Not like this at least. So everyone's muted by default so that
Yeah.
Darren and Tony can do their thing without being spoken over. But we can't share screens on the stage, so we
Yeah.
have to do it in a voice channel, which is fine.
Yeah.
We'll just have to take requests to speak in like a old-fashioned, hey, can you guys unmute me in general chat type of thing. But
I gotcha. Darren just texted me. He's in the general chat looking for your link right now.
okay, perfect.
So he may actually be in here. He just said okay.
All right, looking everyone's coming out of the woodworks for tonight. That's good to see. He is deafened by default.
You want me to text him and tell him to?
Hello?
Oh, there he
I
is.
got-
Hey,
There.
Hey.
hey.
Hey now.
It's good to
Alright.
see everyone showing up.
Yeah.
Yeah, Avengers Assemble, buddy.
We just need Tony now. We're ready to get going.
Tony said he'd be here.
Well, I sure
Oh.
hope so.
I will burn down Tony's house. I will so burn down Tony's house. You guys don't tell him I said that.
I don't think anybody's here to hear that. That's fine.
All right, I want to
Private
text Darren and
conversation.
tell him he's deafened.
All right, he's online now.
I'm,
Well, no.
Who you
he's-
wait, that's me. I'm Darren.
Oh,
But you can text me if you want.
Oh, no.
Do it. That'd be weird.
All right, Darren, you weren't here. I ran like an absurd amount of miles for me, and I'm tired.
Yeah, I rushed back from getting the kids from aftercare. It was fun.
How many kids you got?
I have 2. Boy, girl.
How old?
7, and he's a little gamer, and she's a gamer, and she's 5.
Bingo. My 5-year-old
Nice.
just had his birthday party this weekend, and my wife went and made like an amazing dinosaur cake. You can ask Josh. Josh just needs
Yes, it looks so
Wonderful.
good.
Yeah. It's you pray for them to get a little older faster to get out of some phases, and then all of a sudden it's like pedal to the metal with they're getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
Like,
So I say we give
please,
Tony like
yeah.
1 minute, and then we just let Darren spill the beans here because everybody's
Yeah.
wanting game updates. That's all the messages I get. It's like, hey, when
He's
game updates,
online.
like,
Let's just give Tony a
Gotcha.
second to remember how to use Discord again.
How do I get right?
it's potato phone.
What do I see all the windows of the people though and all the faces and stuff? Where do I see that?
So if you you're on desktop, right?
Yeah, my desktop.
If you click on the channel name, it's called AMA Voice.
say my voice. Okay. Hold on.
That'll show everyone's faces.
Oh, there it is.
We're gonna start the event.
Got it. Oh, there we are. There's everybody.
Yes. So I know everyone's eagerly waiting to hear from Tony. Hopefully,
Yeah.
Tony's your mic working?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the process.
All right, I hear you. You sound all right.
You can hear me?
Yep,
Can you
I
hear
can
me?
hear you.
Oh,
Yep.
okay, great.
So,
Perfect.
before we jump right into it, thank you everyone for showing up. It's late. You guys know how this goes, but we appreciate everyone showing up. And just so everyone's aware, microphones are automatically muted for listeners until we decide to take questions later. So nothing's wrong with your devices. We just don't want you to talk over Tony and Darren while they share some awesome news with you guys. So without further ado, Tony, I'll let you take it away and kind of fill people in on what's been going on, why the silence, what we're waiting for, and stuff like that.
Okay. Just want to give you a heads up. Today, what mainly was to get Darren on here, give you guys some updates on everything we've been working on what Darren has pretty much done, and letting you guys know that we're not ghosting or we're not just because we're not on here. We're not working, right? So Darren is still building the game, doing everything like that. He pretty much still finished my character, and I know he was doing Alex's character, and finishing with that, and amongst other things. I'll let Darren do that with you guys. This is going to be mainly him talking. I'm actually out of town, and my flight got delayed and canceled today, so I was supposed to be back in Miami for this. So I had to literally get another hotel last minute. And it's been a whirlwind. So where I'm at, it's not great service. Thank God that you guys are able to hear me. But I wanted to come on here and at least show that my face and let you guys know that no matter what happens, still working. This is obviously the long game. Everybody knows that NFTs are still pretty much everything is cut to like 70, 80% below. But it doesn't really matter because we know that in 3 or 4 years, when the cycle hits again, everything will go back up again. And this is a waiting game, and this is a long game, right? Like I told you guys from the get-go, the game is still being built. The game will be built. I promise you guys that. No matter how we look at it, right? Even if I have to come out of pocket to build the game, it will be built, and you guys will be able to play something. And hopefully, it will be a great game. And we still have geeks and gamers on board with us that are going to be helping with testing and evaluation, designing and building of the game, and all of that, and all of their streamers and all of their marketing efforts when the time is right. As in me, I've been working a lot on my other businesses, stuff like that. The app is finally finished, the fitness app, where it has all my programs and all that, which you guys know that if you're holding one of our NFTs, that you will have access to that. So once that is finished and tested, right now we're going through the testing phases. Hopefully by the end of the month, it will be done completely. And then I'm going to be reaching back to you guys on Discord, and anybody that is interested in becoming a member of the app, we're going to have to get some information from you so that we can go ahead and register you, put you in and all that stuff. And you can have access to all my online trainings and all my stuff. So all that is still good to go. That hasn't changed. The app took a lot longer because the truth is I'm an asshole, and I will not settle for anything but greatness. And when you're like me, things tend to take a lot longer when you don't want our product out, right? So when you keep going back and forth with it, and it sometimes takes a little longer, but it's worth it at the end. Everything that I've done so far and all of my businesses always take a little bit longer because I'm kind of anal when it comes to that type of stuff, right? Other than that, I don't have any much more for you guys. I'm gonna be jumping off. Darren's gonna take it from here. He has all the details that you guys want to hear about what he's been working on the game, what he's been doing with the characters, all that type of stuff. Once this next piece of the game is, and then you get your playable beta version of it, which hopefully should be soon. It shouldn't be too long. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna release some of the products that I promised you guys. We're gonna be doing some raffles and stuff like that, kind of like as a gift from me to you for sticking around, because you don't really have to, right? So some of you guys, whoever's around, is going to be getting the tactical plate carrier, the knives, and this and that, and all that type of stuff. Okay, so just want to give you a heads up. That is still gonna do that, even though we didn't sell out. I don't care. I'm still gonna honor that. So I just want to let you guys know that we're still here, we're still working, and we're banging. And just be patient. Be patient with us, man. You know, good things take a long time to come to fruition. But I promise you, I'm trying everything in my power to make sure that this game is going to be a badass game for you guys on the play to earn version and on the free to play version. So both versions. So, Darren, it's all you, brother.
Thank you, Tony. Appreciate it. Can you guys hear me okay? Everything okay?
Yep, loud and clear.
Okay, cool. Okay, so I'm not sure who was on the call before, so I'll just kind of give you a quick little update on me. I'm the game developer. We're building out the game for Tony. We're building out the whole experience. And this is a progress report on where things are currently, and where we're going next. So currently, we have built out let me show you this really quick. I'm gonna do some screen sharing. I usually use Zoom for all this stuff. How do you jump through? There we go. Share screen. Let me do this. So again, I'm not sure who was on the last call, so I'm gonna do a little bit of repeating, possibly for people who are here before. I'm doing screen share here. Let's see, it's a little different than. Hold on. I'm hoping that works. Can you see? Where is it? Sorry, guys. I usually use Zoom on these calls. Can you see what screen are you seeing? Are you seeing the notes?
Yes. We're seeing a bunch of images on a white
Can you
sheet.
hear me? Hello?
Yeah, I can see. Oops, you just closed it.
Yeah, okay, so I picked the screen to share.
We saw like a white sheet with a bunch of images.
Yeah, so can you still hear me when like this? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Can you see main hero and all the graphics?
It's loading right now.
Loading.
I think it might be glitched if you want to close the stream and reopen it.
Crap. Oh man. Discord complicates your screen
There we go.
sharing.
It's
Oh
back.
wait, you got it? Okay.
Yeah, there
How's
we go.
that? Yes. Can
Yes,
you see
we're
the
good.
the concept
We're good.
art and all that? What are you looking at now? The concept art for the battleground?
Yes.
Yeah, you just zoomed in.
Okay,
Yep.
so some of you have probably already seen this. Just kind of reiterating really quick for people who might have joined a little later. But we built out the battleground. This was the concepts. These were the concepts that we put together. And we built out the battleground. I'm going to show you some gameplay in a second. But battleground was tedious. Just a lot of detail, a lot of back and forth to make sure it's perfect. Tony is a perfectionist, as you guys might know. So he wanted to really stay true to his vision. So we did a lot of concepting. We went through the Demolition Man style feel of the underground, metal, steel, steam. That kind of post-apocalyptic, I guess, like people grouping together to rise above, Mad Max and all that, right? So concepted it, and I'll show you this in a moment with gameplay. So this is what we completed. I keep hearing a noise from Discord. Is there a reason why I keep hearing a noise?
It's people watching the stream, leaving the stream.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's
So we concepted it. We made the battleground. What I've been working on is a few things. So I've been working on the tutorial system. The tutorial system is the main starting area of the game. What you're going to see today is a rough version of it, of the current version. But it's a walkthrough. It's the beginning of the walkthrough. So we're going, hey, pick up your weapon, walk through here, shoot the targets. It's kind of a run and gun tutorial. So we're trying to show how to play this, and it's kind of a walkthrough tutorial before the main targeting system and shooter experience. So I'll show you that in a second. So that's one thing we've been working on during this time. The next has been a lot of back and forth with Tony, because he's very particular about his character. He wants to stay true to the Call of Duty style, things that people knew about him in season 5. And so this has been a little bit longer than I expected. I felt like we could have breezed through this, but he wants to make sure his model looks correct, which I respect. So now I'm going to show you the 2 models I'm working on. It's Alex. What was her name in the game? I'm trying to remember what her name was in the game, but it's Alex in real life. This is her. Can you see this?
we're still on the Miro
load in.
white sheet.
I know, but I just dragged it over. Does it have a delay?
No, what I think is happening is it's sharing that window
The
specifically.
individual.
So
I miss Zoom.
if you want to switch it over to screen so it shows everything on your display, you can do that.
Okay.
That should solve the issue there.
Sorry, guys. Most of everything I do is on Zoom. So.
But yeah, Alex is Mara from Call of Duty.
Mara, that's it. All right, let me do this, and then let me switch the screen. There we go. Perfect. There we go. That's better. And let's go here.
Perfect.
Right? Can you see her?
Yes, we can. Yep.
Whoops. Okay. Where are you, girl? Okay, there we go. So there's 2 characters in this, the first MVP, and this is Alex. I don't know her personally, but she's Alex. This is her real life photo. This is who she was. This character was based off of, if you're a Call of Duty fan. And so we're building her right now. So we've gone through some iterations. If you guys have any experience with 3D modeling, you know that sometimes the body shape can be a little odd. You want to see if the torso fits properly, it matches the real life. The tattoos, the tattoos have been pretty challenging because we have to pretty much draw her, like get a view of her arm and draw her tattoos, right? So we still have to get some concepts and some close-up shots of her tattoos to make it right. But we're working on her right now, so let me give you some shots of how she's coming. First, we did the head. This is her head right here, an early version of her bust. This is how you fit it onto a body. You just start here. We carved her out, and we think it's looking really good when you do a side-by-side comparison. pretty darn good. We sculpted based on the Call of Duty concept. So then we moved to her body. See this? You can see how she's coming here, which is great. This is the untextured version of the progress of her gear. T-pose version of how we plan to show her in the game, and she's coming along great there. Anybody have any questions so far? Anybody? Okay. I don't know.
They can't
You probably
speak.
do questions. You're probably that's right. We're doing questions at the end. Sorry, guys.
No worries.
I've been on a few Zoom calls today, and everyone's got their own versions. Okay, so here's we're still playing around with certain things. I want to stretch her up a little higher. We want to keep the sexiness about her. We actually, I apologize. This was earlier. Let me back that up. This was earlier. This is the new one. Sorry. So this was earlier. That's the new one. So this is actually the most recent one. So, but I just want to show you some iterations, because when you talk about why certain time is spent and how things take a long time to do, it's pretty much trial and error, throwing stuff against the wall, seeing how things work. So her face is spot on, but we arrived at her body this way. And this is the final before we texture. So there we go. So she's coming on great. I anticipate her to be done in about a week. So she'll be done in a week. And I'm not sure if we're going to do more AMAs in that time, but we're going to move into texturing. If texturing is approved by Tony and the team, we're going to be doing rigging. If you guys know what rigging is, it means running digital bones through the skeleton, through the body, so we can animate the character. In T-pose like this, it doesn't move. We have to, if the fingers need to move, we need to put digital bones in the fingers, the neck, the facial features, the legs, everything you can think of. So then we move into animation cycles, which animation cycles are running, sprinting, diving, ADS, which is aim down sight, shooting, recoil shooting. So there's some animation cycles we need to give them that Gears of War kind of style and feel that Tony wanted. So she's on her way there. So hopefully you guys like that. Been coming along great.
Looking good.
Yeah, awesome. Okay, so let me pull you into what we've been doing with Tony. So she's been flowing very nicely. Tony, though, is very specific about his body and about his face and about looking like the character. So I'm going to give you a little behind the scenes and then show you how we started, show you how we corrected, and then I'm going to show you the final one. So we started off you start off with that basic model. Oops, sorry. Jumped too far ahead here. I had a bigger picture than that. Sorry about that. So basically, you got the old grayscale naked dude. Pretty much starting from scratch, sculpting the body, sculpting the muscles, getting a sense of what Tony looks like in real life, how the torso looks versus the bottom, how his physique is, how he wants to look in the game as a combat character. Moved into slowly adding clothing. Kind of kept moving into gearing his body out. A little background notes. We did a lot of note taking here after the texture, so you can just see kind of every single time. We've had about 30 of these iterations. This is just one of them. So even when you texture it this, then there is the time of letting the client see, are you happy with this, right? So then we started getting into the facial structure of Tony. He felt that this didn't look like him. He wanted a little bit more, and here's another shot of it too. We had a few iterations of the face where you're going to see a lot of versions of Tony here. Hold on. Do this here. Can you guys still see this? Sorry if I'm clicking too fast.
Yep.
I'm going to show you a bunch of stuff here. You'll know why there's shoes here in a second. Okay. Yeah, let me see if I can get everything on the screen here. Here we go. Okay. Let's see if I can get everything. Okay. So we started out very early with this one. It's a little blurry, but he wanted it compared to the Call of Duty from before, the season 5. Wasn't happy. He's very particular, so we wanted to keep sculpting his face. So we moved on and we came to this version. Still wasn't hitting the mark for him. Let me get a little closer. He wants, even though it looks nice and clean, but he's like, I want my fans to and my users to know that I'm being true to what I look like in this game. So we came to this. Still needed some tweaks. So we went back to the drawing board on some things. Another facial correction. This one, I believe, is the same, but I just want to show you the body. So the body, we corrected the torso a little bit. We saw that the legs were a little small compared to the torso. Some of the clips didn't match up before. We added the leg strap, some details that he really thought was important. We had high boots on him. This is what he wanted to match with the shoes. So combat gloves used to go farther. He wanted them smaller. So these little things have been taking up our time. So this is another reason why I'm telling you this is because the time that you've kind of had some silence is because we've been building this. Kind of the meticulous little pieces of his body and his look and his gear. But we arrived on this face, which I hope everyone likes. We got a good Instagram. Did you guys see the Instagram poll that we're about 98% wonderful on it? Did you guys see that?
I did not know.
Okay. Well, so basically, Tony and he's like, I think it's good, but I'm not sure. He posted it on, I think, Real World Tactical. And he's like, let's do a poll. Who thinks this looks like me? I think we're about 98%, almost 100%, thinking everybody thought it was wonderful. So this is where we are now. The face is done. We use the MetaHuman technology. If you guys know anything about the MetaHuman technology, facial matching, scanning, and all that stuff. We don't have a scanner to scan Tony's face. So this is all hand sculpted through the Unreal Engine MetaHumans. So pretty cool.
Yeah, it looks really good. It's like a better looking version of Tony.
Yeah, I feel like it's better looking than him, right? He's not here, is he?
I don't know. I think he's, probably lost connection or something.
I feel like, yeah, this is flattering. So we came to a point, just to let you know, we were hung up on the face for a while for everybody who's been waiting. But the face is done. Where we are with Tony now is Mara / Alex is almost done. She's going into rigging. Tony is going into rigging. It has to have Unreal bones, which means Unreal Engine shaped bones that can match the bones of the mannequin in Unreal Engine. So if that doesn't match, he's going to look weird and the animations are going to look weird. So it's a little tedious. So I'm going to show you some gameplay in a second. This guy will not be in the gameplay. I'm just going to show you the tutorial progress. But to let you know, the next thing after you see the gameplay is we're going to get this guy rigged properly. We're making the animation cycles for running, sprinting, aim down sight, and shooting to start. And that's coming in the next update. And then Mara is going to be fully finished and rigged. And I hope to get animation cycles out, but Tony's been our main focus for this. He'll be the main player right now. That's going to be the next update. And then we're going to kind of, chip away at it with future updates from there. And that's where we are currently. So let me do a gameplay test real quick. Hopefully this streams nicely through online share, but we'll see. Okay, 1 second. Let me open it up. So again, keep in mind this is still rough about functionality. It's got a little death metal there. Sorry if it's too loud. Can you guys hear that audio?
No, I don't think audio works with screen capture.
Yeah, it's got a little bit of death metal in the background. That's on my side. I'm going to try and talk over it. All right, so right now, this is the old model of Tony. Can you guys still hear me?
Yep.
Can you guys still hear me?
Yeah, I don't know if you can hear me over the death metal, but yes. Hold
on 1 second. Say that again, I'm sorry.
Yeah, yes.
Okay, so for this test, just keep in mind, we have a looping, pretty much Ozzy Osbourne death metal. So if I can't hear you for just a second, it's because it's looping in my ear. I don't have sound controls yet, so but I'm going to talk over it, and hopefully you can still hear me. All right, I'm just going to show you the walkthrough of the tutorial so far, how the target system's working, how it works with when you contact the targets and they fall over, and it's kind of just a walkthrough of how the run and gun will be in a rough form. Okay. Here we go. Okay. Again, very this graphic art is all basic. There'll be a all this is just really rough to get the first starting point going, but there will be an official starting page and the screen soon. So the tutorial side, we've developed hot points that when you run near them, they explain things. So this won't be the final way you see it, but this is going to be the way you get explanations on how to run through the tutorial. Another way, right? Aim down sight, showing you how to aim down sight. Targets pop up. Targets fall down. We have the target system set up. All these sounds are rough. See if I can knock it back up. Yeah, so the targets are in place. Sounds are a little rough. There we go. Death metal stopped. Can you still hear me?
Yes.
All right, let me run around here. Some of the clipping and the colliders are not in place. Yeah, so I'm getting blocked by some invisible walls. Sorry. I got excited and I jumped past the invisible wall. All right, let me just reload it. Sorry. Again, very rough. Okay. Okay. So direction, shoot. It's going to be a guidance system. These arrows are very temporary. We can add different arrows later. We really want community feedback on that. And we can also send this out to the community for a test, and they can submit some notes, which would be pretty cool. Another guidance area, press shift to sprint. Sprint, sprint, sprint. We got another target. Targets have the pathing of left to right. And then you can shoot based off that. Another explanation. We're going to talk about reloading. Reload animations will be redone. As you can see, it's very basic right now, but we'll have a whole cycle system for reloading. Going through, another explanation. Okay. Targets going up. Guiding you to more targets. Okay, let's see. Where are we going here? So we go through here. Just guidance through the whole thing. You can see it counting on the top left. All this stuff, all this UI will be different later. I'm hoping the music stops soon on my end because it's really loud. All right, let's see. Okay, there we go. Oh, that's an easy way to stop it. Actually, all tab stops it. So basically, I want to explain what you're seeing. You're seeing a lot of rough stuff, but what you're seeing is the mechanics of the arrow direction is done. You're seeing explanation text done. We can change anytime. You're seeing the target hotspots done. Where target's going to be. Can you guys hear in-game sounds, or does not Discord not sharing that?
No, when you do a screen capture, you don't get that on Discord.
Sorry, guys. And I can share this gameplay if you guys want to play around with it in the meantime. It's I'll give you a link to download if you want. But basically, this is all about putting the mechanics in for target play, guidance through the system, explanation through the system, and all that. So that's kind of where we are right now, is run and gun programming. The characters here with controls. The guy you see, we're going to be plugging in the new guy soon on the next update. This is going to be retired, this current guy you're looking at. And then you're going to also have choices between the girl and the guy. And updated UI. The UI is very basic right now just for testing. As you see, it's just kind of like, showing you ammo, showing you target shot, stuff like that. That's about it. But definitely more to. Oh, that guy's way over there. Hold on. Got him. So that's that. And that's the current progress. Let me do this here. There we go.
Cool.
Yeah, so I mean that's really where we are. Kind of to circle back one more time is both models are being worked on and they're going to be finished up in about a week and a half. The tutorial is in place, and we're going to be doing new graphics, UI, all that. Sound production's coming up soon with custom music, custom sound effects. I believe Tony wants to maybe add his voice in there. So there's a ton coming up. So I hope you like where we are so far, and thank you for being patient. And I guess you guys want me to pass it back over to you.
Yeah, I guess guys, if you have any questions or comments for what Darren just showcased, now would be a good time to either use the chat that's built in for the voice channel or general chat. Go ahead and ask those. The game, obviously, a lot of things have been hung up on those character development. So hopefully, once those are finalized and rigged, it's off to the races.
Yeah, and I apologize for that, guys. This is typical though. I will say in the industry when a celebrity does want themselves in a game, they want their face perfect, and it's just they want it right. And sometimes it's a little frustrating with time frame, but just know that Tony's dedication is for you guys. It's for like the fans. It's for the people that want to see Tony in there. So I can respect that, right? So it's just those things. Once the faces get done, we found that pretty much there's no more hangups after that. I mean, Tony really said, rock it out after that. You have full creative control, but the face has to be like what people expect. So that was the hang up, just so you know.
For sure.
Yeah.
While we wait to see if any of those questions kind of trickle in here, I did have a few that were sent to me by Sonoris. Thank you, Sonoris, from the community. And I'll kind of answer those. They're not really related to the game, so no worries. Other than the last one, which is more of a meme. I'll get to that one. But while we wait, if anyone has questions on gameplay and anything else to ask in general chat or the voice chat channel, I'll go ahead and read these. So first question was, are we good as far as legal terms for ammo and play to earn side of things? So there's a lot of different regulations across the world when it comes to crypto, play to earn, ICOs. We kind of talked about a lot of that in the past. What we can tell you is that everyone should, review their own local laws and regulations in their area, and then make a decision based on, what's best for them. Obviously, we're not asking anyone to break any local laws. A lot of crypto is difficult to manage or get in a lot of areas. So a lot of people are used to jumping through hoops for a lot of this stuff. Being decentralized for a lot of this kind of takes the liability away from Warrior Alliance. That's why we have that disclaimer when you guys purchase ammo that, this is a decentralized finance application and that it's up to you guys to make sure you are operating within legal boundaries. So that's all we have to say on that. The second question, when is ammo going to public sale? That is something that I don't have an answer for at this time. It's really, at this point, since we've already paused it, we're just trying to time it with the right opportunity in the market. It's not going to do well if we launch it in a bear market or just before a bear market. God, if the market takes an even worse turn and we just launch ammo, that's just going to really hurt the chart growth. And you guys have all seen it time and time again. Even with utility coins, when they get too far down in the dumps, they almost never revive or come back to where they were. So that's something that we're discussing internally at this time. I don't have an ETA for you. I do apologize. However, it serves no purpose at this time to launch it when other things aren't ready anyway that are going to use the token. Is there going to be a story mode for the Warrior Alliance game? There's a story tied into the lore that plays into the game, but like a single player story mode, I think that is something that we can entertain if the game does well, the NFTs and the tokens do well, and there's a surplus of budget. That's absolutely something we can look into. Even the free to play side, guys, we don't have to forget that the free to play can open up a ton of new doors for us. There's ways to monetize that through in-game skins, and obviously that's a tricky thing with NFTs that we have to kind of balance. Obviously we don't want the NFTs to be the more expensive version of the in-game skins that you can buy for a couple dollars. There has to be a medium there, or maybe some exclusive items, but there is a way to monetize the free-to-play as well. And obviously that's going to grow a bigger audience when that launches. How far are we into developing the game? Well, Darren just showcased that for you guys. We were working on characters for a while, and you can see where we're currently at with the tutorial method. Waiting on those characters to be finalized and then plugging them into the game and continuing development on that side. So hopefully that was a good little snapshot. If you missed the gameplay or if you had bad internet connection, we'll have a recording of that to go on our YouTube. Can we get a sneak peek of some demigods? Well, there's nothing to sneak peek because those are going to be one-of-one customs. However, if you look at OpenSea for Steve Aoki's demigod, ultra god, whatever he was finally labeled as on OpenSea, that's going to be kind of like, the direction we'll be taking the demigods. There's going to be a lot of creative freedom with that within reason. Obviously, they still have to be similar hitboxes and can't be too ridiculous, but that's going to be kind of what you're looking at. But, there's a lot of opportunity to take it in an entirely different direction if somebody wants to do something creative. So that's about as close as I can show, or even Toadie's character. That's in a way that's his demigod in a in-game character version. Are we going to be able to possibly change colors of our gear and armor and our character-based NFTs? That's been part of the plan with being able to change some of your assets using our custom builder. So we have to obviously figure out exactly what we want to allow to change down the road, but that was in the plans initially to change some parts of your character. I believe armor is one of them, but it's going to be for the NFT side more than likely going to be something that you have to already own in your NFT collection. And then the last question was for Darren, said 1 beta. We're still a ways away from that, guys. I know we said we want to get a beta out before the end of the year. I still think that's possible. Now that we're getting through the character models and the hard part is nearly done when it comes to the meticulous editing and reshaping that Darren and his team has had to go through. So hopefully now that that's finalizing, we can start to see more progressive movement with the video game and then have a better understanding of a timeline for beta and a play test. So that was the questions we got before. And then we just got one from Julio. What type of game modes should we be expecting when the game rolls out? Typical game modes like Team Deathmatch, I think, is what we're going to start with, if I remember Tony correctly. And then obviously the play tests will be, the training mode is going to be the first thing you guys will be able to play. The little tutorial that Darren kind of walked you through with some polishing.
I do want to say, really, if I can interrupt you, I'm sorry.
Sure.
I know that everyone has always seen capture the flag, domination, all that stuff, and so we'll that'll be there for kind of that red meat and things that people understand and love about possible Call of Duty and things. But Tony and I are talking about some tactical things that he went through with the military and things that might be cool to introduce as new modes. Because if you know that when Call of Duty comes out, you have pretty much a typical capture the flag, domination, search and destroy, right? All that stuff. So we want to have a little bit of the stuff that's common and people are used to get going. But I'm doing a deep dive into what Tony went through when he was doing military training. And I'm trying to form something that's kind of cool that might be fun for people to join in and say, hey, this is a good team exercise and this is competitive and fun. So you're going to see some different modes than you've ever seen in combat games from a guy that's been in the trenches. So I just want to put that out there. That's something we're working on for some of the updates after the MVP comes out.
Perfect.
Okay, continue. Sorry.
No worries. So a few more questions came in. Is there updated timeline for the game and other parts of the roadmap right now? We don't have like an updated official roadmap or timeline. Maybe that's something that we can throw together, but good understanding of where we're at with the game has kind of been, the light has been shed on that with the showcase that Darren provided us today. characters being finalized, and then the tutorial training session being the next focus. So, um, Darren, if you
I
had
can give
to
a,
put a
I can give a rough estimate
sure,
if you'd like.
yeah, that'd be
So
great.
now that we had the faces done, the faces were the unknown, right? So would Tony like the face? Do we have to go back and carve it up and resculpt it, right? So now that that's all been approved, everything's going to flow nicely. That was the only hang up. So for the planned MVP run and gun tutorial mode, honestly, I need around another 3 weeks or so, possibly to a month to finish. So that's kind of what you're looking at, a roughly month, 3 to 4 week um, first kind of play test. So again, there might be here and there some things we have to tweak, but we're going full steam ahead now that the characters were approved. Just to say that.
Perfect. So that answers Lonely Camel's question. We also talked about form a single player that would come later down the road, if that's something we want to entertain. Snapdragon, yes, I can relate to having a newborn. We did talk about beta. That's something we're still shooting for by the end of the year. It's all going to come down to really what version Tony wants to release to people to test, because Darren could say, yeah, this is playable, and Tony might come back and say, well, I want to polish up a few more things. So that's going to be a little bit of a back and forth, but we're still shooting for by the end of the year, we'll have something beta testable. Marketing with Jay Francis asking about to partner with Sonoris efforts on Twitter. Is it feasible to see Tony and Julian for more Twitter spaces to take advantage of the crypto bear and reorganize the community? Potentially. I know Sonoris is working on a few things. I would love to get back into Twitter spaces with him. Julian is a busy guy. He runs a whole separate business outside of this, but we can see what his calendar looks like and maybe steal him for an occasional space. Let's see what else we got.
And you guys can just keep your ears open. Like right now, a lot of communities, they just want something, but they're not going to offer us anything in return. Because, like unlike a lot of communities right now, guys, like we still have a budget. Like a lot of these communities that I've reached out to or talked to like recently, like they just want money, or they want you guys to buy stuff because they want money to do something in their project, but they don't offer us anything in return. And so it's kind of like, like it's just I'm not very interested in doing it. Josh has some pretty cool stuff. Like, and he probably doesn't want to talk about it tonight, but like Josh and I are still working on some like from just really cool stuff for you guys. But yeah, if you have a community you want me to reach out to, like I told Josh earlier tonight, like I just said, like I'll make time. Like Josh asked me if I could do like a Twitter space. It's like, yeah, man, I got time. Like I'll always make time. Because like I'm one of you guys. So anyway.
Thank you, Sonoris. And that kind of ties into your last question there, Snapdragon. Working on what we're working on for loyal holders. Obviously, priority is getting this game finished. Everything's kind of riding on the game, the play to earn and things like that. But we are trying to always innovate and come up with new ways to reward loyal holders. So stay tuned for that.
And
Will
real
Genesis,
quick,
yeah, go ahead.
you guys who bought into the pre-sale, like Toby has some really cool stuff, and Josh, we really can't talk about that, but can we? No. Okay. But Toby's able to do some really neat stuff for you guys as like a Easter egg. I don't know, what should we call it, Josh?
Yeah, there's some cool stuff that we can do later down the road with development. We won't say too much on it just yet.
Okay. Nah, my lips are sealed.
Let's see. Popping back to general chat here. How long after the story mode can we expect multiplayer mode? Well, what you saw there isn't necessarily story mode. That's just going to be your onboarding and tutorial. Multiplayer is the next focus after that. A full blown story mode campaign style isn't on the roadmap as of right now. I think we're caught up on questions. I apologize that Tony wasn't able to stick around a little longer for us. Obviously, his flight being canceled kind of threw a fork in that. But obviously, Darren was able to show us some things that I didn't even know we were going to be able to show tonight. So thank you, Darren, for taking the time.
Sure.
And of course, like Sonora said, him and I are always chatting and throwing ideas back and forth on what we can do to kind of keep the community engaged and focused. And to put it bluntly for you guys, I had a conversation with Chris Loki Citizen not too long ago. When it comes down to keeping the Discord engaged and having fun and playing, community event games and things like that, a lot of that, there's, even if it's a small cost, there is a cost associated to prizes or, making sure people can take the time to coordinate and spend the time to actually strategize and get that event going, reach out to communities if we're partnering with people. There's some expenses. And at the end of the day, with the, I guess, the status of our mint and how we didn't mint quite as we had hoped, every dollar kind of counts here, and we want to use it strategically. So we don't want to certainly be pouring money into community events and games when it could be used for, speeding up development at certain times or marketing when the game is launched. So that is also a whole other side of what we have to manage, is the funds we did make to from minting and where we're going to spend that. So that's not to say we're not going to do community events and have prizes and things like that. But if you're wondering why we don't have an influx, like some of these communities just run, prizes every night and things like that, that's just not the best use of funds at this time. So we'll still do them every now and then, and we're still looking at ways where we can keep you guys engaged and having fun in the meantime with a low overhead of cost. But we're still throwing ideas back, and Sonoris kind of threw out a little teaser there. You guys picked up on it. There's some things we're still outlining and trying to get final details on, but we appreciate you guys still showing up. I mean, I know chat is quiet. You guys pop in pretty regularly and say, hey, chat's dead, but look how many people showed up on a random night to listen to the game, and a small update from Tony. So the community's still there. Even if some people have left and moved on, there's still our core following here, and we don't even have the game yet. Just imagine when the game is here and people are playing it and the NFTs are earning people income through playing. So we appreciate every single one of you guys. If you guys have other questions, feel free to drop them in chat. Sonoris or myself will get back to you guys. I got to get my son back to bed because he snuck out. So
I've been there.
yeah, well, now I got 2 to put back to bed. But appreciate everyone. Once again, Sonoris, Tony, and I even saw Chris pop in. I see Chris in there. Darren, thank you all for making time for tonight. Obviously, to all of our members and holders here, thank you all for continuing to rock with us. And I hear a little one in the background, Sonoris.
That's mine. He's naked and he's peeing in the shower.
It sounds like me last night. What's the problem?
I'll cut it short for everyone so they can get back to their night. But thank you guys, and we will talk to you soon.
All right.
Goodbye.